Ever felt like you're stuck at the starting line when it comes to making positive changes in your life? Whether it's hitting the gym, crafting a novel, or switching to a healthier diet. The first step often seems like climbing a mountain. But what if I told you the problem isn't your willpower, it's that you're making things too hard on yourself? In the next few minutes, I'll show you 4 key points of how the third law of behavior change, make it easy, can transform the way you build habits, turning those daunting first steps into something effortless. Hi, I'm Oliver, and welcome back to the 4th episode of our series on atomic habits. If you're new to this channel, we are on a journey together, aiming to enhance our English skills while exploring thought-provoking books. Without further ado, let's get started. Key point 1. Focus on action over motion. Walk slowly but never backward. Let's start with an interesting story. Imagine a photography class divided into 2 groups. One group, the quantity group, was told to produce as many photos as possible. The other group, the quality group, was tasked with creating just one perfect photo. Guess what happened? The best photos didn't come from the perfectionists, they came from the quantity group. Why? Because by taking actions repeatedly, they experimented, learned, and improved. Meanwhile, the quality group spent their time theorizing and ended up with mediocre results. This brings us to a critical point. Focus on taking action, not being in motion. Motion might feel productive, researching, planning, or strategizing, but it doesn't produce results. Action, however, is what moves you forward. For example, outlining 20 workout plans is motion. Doing 1 push-up is action. Reading 5 books on diet plans is motion. Eating 1 healthy meal is action. James Clear emphasizes that the number of times you perform a habit matters far more than the amount of time you spend on it. Habits are built through repetition, not through perfect execution. Each time you repeat a habit, your brain strengthens the neural pathways associated with that behavior. Over time, this practice makes the habit automatic. It's not about doing something perfectly for 30 days. It's about doing it consistently, even imperfectly. As the saying goes, walk slowly but never backward. Every small action is a step forward, and over time, those steps add up to massive results. Key point 2. The law of least effort. Why laziness can be your superpower. Let's face it, most of us think the secret to success is motivation. We tell ourselves, if I wanted it badly enough, I'd do it. But here's the truth. Our real motivation is to conserve energy. We are hardwired to do what's easy and avoid what's hard. This is what James Clear calls the law of least effort. The easier a habit is, the more likely you are to do it. The harder it is, the less likely you are to stick with it. Think about your own life. Why is it so easy to spend hours scrolling on your phone or binge watching TV? Because these behaviors are effortless. Streaming services autoplay the next episode. Social media apps load instantly. The friction is so low that these habits feel automatic. Now imagine trying to break those habits. What if, instead of autoplay, you had to re-enter a password to watch each episode, or unplug your TV after each use? It will make binge watching a lot less appealing, right? That's the power of friction. By increasing the effort required for bad habits, you make them harder to stick with. This works both ways. To build good habits, reduce friction. Decrease the number of steps between you and the habit. Here's a tip. Your environment is key. In an earlier episode, we talked about how powerful your surroundings are in shaping your behavior. but I can't stress the importance of the environment enough. A cluttered desk invites distractions, while a tidy space primes you for focus. Want to stretch more? Roll out your yoga mattress next to your bed so it's the first thing you step on. Want to take daily walks? Keep your walking shoes and a light jacket by the door. Small changes like these remove barriers and make the habit the easy choice. Master your environment and you master your habits. It's as simple and as powerful as that. Key point 3. Mastering decisive moments using the 2-minute rule. Let's talk about decisive moments. These are the small, seemingly insignificant choices that shape the hours or even days ahead. For example, when you get home from work, you might face a split-second decision. Do you change into workout clothes or slip into your pajamas? That one choice determines whether you end up at the gym or on the couch. The difference between a good day and a bad day often comes down to a few productive and healthy choices made at these key moments. The challenge is, these moments happen quickly, and the easiest choice usually wins. This is where optimizing decisive moments becomes critical. By preparing for them in advance, you make it easier to choose the better path. One way to optimize these moments is through the 2-minute rule, a strategy to make starting habits so simple that you can't say no. Here's how it works. When beginning a new habit, scale it down to something that takes less than 2 minutes. Instead of write a book, commit to write one sentence. Instead of run 5 miles, just put on your running shoes. This idea is to make the habit so small and manageable that you bypass the resistance to starting. Let me give you a real-life example. A reader of Atomic Habits wanted to lose weight but couldn't stick with a workout routine. So, he committed to going to the gym every day, but only for 5 minutes. That's it. No pressure, no massive time commitment. After a few weeks, something incredible happened. Once he was at the gym, he thought, I'm already here. It would be a waste not to stay longer. Those 5 minutes turned into full workouts, and over time, he lost over 100 pounds. This is the magic of combining decisive moments with a 2-minute rule. The moment you decide to show up is the critical juncture. By scaling down the habit, you make it easier to choose the better path. And once you start, momentum carries you forward. The takeaway here is simple. Focus on showing up, even in the smallest way. You can't optimize or improve a habit that doesn't exist. Start with the smallest version of your goal, something so easy that it doesn't feel like a challenge. You might start with just one sentence today, and while progress isn't always linear, those small starts add up to pages over time. And who knows, a few months from now, you might find yourself easily writing several pages a day. The 2-minute rule isn't about tricking yourself. It's about building consistency. When you master decisive moments and make starting easy, you set yourself up for success again and again. Small choices add up, and those small starts create a snowball effect that can lead to massive change. Key point 4. Commitment devices, making bad habits impossible. Finally, let's talk about locking in good habits and making bad ones almost impossible. This is where commitment devices come in. These are the strategies that restrict your future choices to the ones that benefit you. Take Victor Hugo, for example. When he faced a tight deadline for The Hunchback of Notre Dame, he asked his assistant to lock away all his clothes except a shawl. With no way to leave the house, his only option was to stay home and write. This extreme commitment device worked, and he finished the book 2 weeks early. While you don't need to lock up your wardrobe, you can use similar tactics to lock in good habits. For example, prepay for the workout classes to make skipping feel like wasting money, or set public deadlines for projects to create accountability. These small decisions ensure that you stay on track. So, let's recap what we've learned about the third law of behavior change. Make it easy. First, focus on taking action instead of staying in motion. Repetition, not perfection, is what builds lasting habits. Second, embrace the law of least effort. Reduce friction for good habits and increase it for bad ones. Third, master decisive moments by using the 2-minute rule to start small and build consistency. And finally, use commitment devices to lock in good habits and make bad ones impossible. Building habits doesn't have to feel like an uphill battle. By making small, thoughtful adjustments, you can design a life where good habits happen naturally and bad ones fade away. Remember, the key is to make the right choice the easy choice. If you found today's video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next episode, where we'll dive into the fourth law, make it satisfying. We'll talk about how rewards can help you stick with your habits for the long haul. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. See you next time.